So the concept will come, you'll sort of live with it and let it grow in you.
Yeah.
Do you make notes?
Definitely, all the time. I have to make notes because a lot of my inspiration comes from meeting people or going outside of the country or going around the corner to my old neighborhood, talking to a 5-year-old little boy. And I have to remember these things. You know, I have to write them down, and then 5 or 3 months later, I have to find that same emotion that I felt when I was inspired by it. So I had to dig all the way deep and see what were the things that triggered the idea of
Does it always come back?
It comes back. It comes back. It comes because I have key little words that make me realize the exact motion and what drew the inspiration.
We as people go through things. We go through pain, heartbreaks, failures, frustrations, disappointments. The thing that every human being can relate to, no matter the race, ethnicity, or background, is this pain. And I see a lot of modern day people in this perpetual cycle of it, whether that being because they're in a slump and can't seem to get anything going for themselves, feeling behind in life, or whether that being they can't seem to find love. Regardless of whatever it is, this cycle ends up turning into people going through the motions of life, not realizing that in every failure, there is an opportunity. In every loss, there is a lesson. In every painful situation, there is a story. And that's what I want to talk about today: how to turn trauma into art. J. Cole is a master at finding an otherwise uncomfortable feeling and turning it into a lesson that anyone can relate to. A perfect example is a song titled Love Yours.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours.
A young 29-year-old J. Cole, who at the point was approaching his peak of success, was starting to feel strange. After the broke, sleepless nights, not being able to pay rent, seeing so many others gain success, he finally had it. He had the money, he had the jewelry, he had the girls, literally everything that he wanted. Yet for some reason, he felt empty on the inside. The millions of dollars, the accolades, it never satisfied him in the way he thought it would be before he got it. So J. Cole at this point was at a crossroads. He could either A, avoid this discomfort as most people do and continue to try and fulfill that hole with meaningless things, or he could B, sit with that feeling and really ask himself, why did he place so much importance on these things? And that's exactly what he did.
When I was young, I thought that success was all I needed. That's what was gonna bring the happiness. Buying my house, the fame, the accolades, having people say, yo, you are the best every day. I thought those would be the things that would bring happiness. And then when those things came, the happiness wasn't there. And I realized it was such an attempt to achieve these things and to keep going. You lose sight of the people and the blessings that you have around you. You're so focused on the next success, the next step in your career, next whatever it is, you forget the fact that you have these things that seem small if you're looking that way. But if you look this way, you realize that the only thing that matters, and that's your mother, that's your family, that's love. And that's what that song is about.
And see, here's the funny thing about the way the universe works. On the other side of discomfort, God grants us ease and gives us the clarity that we've been searching for. By J. Cole being honest enough with himself about these insecurities and trauma of not feeling enough and where they were rooted in, he was able to birth one of not only the greatest, but one of the biggest songs of his career. Because by coming to terms with your own trauma, understanding yourself on a deeper level, it allows you to do the same to others. It allows your art to reach a whole new level. This is why so many people, including myself, love J. Cole not just for his music, but for who he is as a person. It's why whenever he created his festival, Dreamville Fest, it always sells out with over 50,000 people paying $300+ to see him live. A lot of people avoid their traumas, but for those who sit with it, they unlock a whole new level of fandom, respect, and creativity. I mean, just look at all superstar artists: Michael Jackson, Drake, Kendrick Lamar. They all resonate with people through a deep level of vulnerability. They go places that others are scared to mentally, and that's ultimately what separates them. This is also why we love and resonate so much with Doechii and her track The Nile is a River, where she puts her embarrassing stories and therapeutic breathing at the ends of her song.
I opened up the messages and had to hit the Zoom. Turns out the girl was really a dude, and my self-worth set an all-time low.
Whoa, Doechii, you're getting beside yourself, okay? So, LA, can you help me calm Doechii down with this breathing technique? Can y'all do that for us tonight?
Your stories that are sometimes sad, embarrassing, the bad things that happen to you, those are the things that everybody can relate to. Those are the things that everybody can connect to. Those are the things that people need to hear about whenever they're going through their own sad, embarrassing stories and situations. It's the reason why so many people fell in love with Kanye West at the beginning of his career. Now, don't get me wrong, he's kind of doing, you know, just trauma dumping these days. But Kanye started out as the voice of people who were going through a lot of pain, but were told that their stories didn't deserve to be told.
When someone whose boyfriend just got locked up for selling drugs because he couldn't find a job and he had three strikes and he had the X on his back, so there was no work opportunities. When she hears drug dealing just to get by, stack your money till it gets sky high. We wasn't supposed to make it past 25. Jokes on you, we still alive. Throw your hands up in the sky and say we don't care what people say. That right there is like a family member speaking to them. The music on this CD was, I was only the vessel for this. God was in the studio with me when I was working. Even I don't know in the future, I don't know if I'll be able to make anything like this, because this was my healing process. This was my rehabilitation CD.
Most of Kendrick Lamar's greatest hits also came from very traumatic experiences in his life that he reflected on and found meaning in.
Here's the stories behind famous songs. Part 3 is Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar. The song tells a story about people around Kendrick that were addicted to alcohol, such as his grandfather.
Some people living their life in bottles. Granddaddy had the golden flask, backstroke every day in Chicago.
It also talks about how some young people start drinking alcohol to fit in and get rid of sorrow. Kendrick even reflects on himself for starting to drink because of peer pressure.
Some people like the way it feels. Some people want to kill their sorrow. Some people want to fit in with the popular. That was my problem.
Rod Wave, Kevin Gates, XXXTentacion. I could go on all day about so many amazing pieces of art that came from trauma. Because to be honest, all great art comes from some sort of emotion. But the ultimate lesson I want you to take from this is you are not your traumas. In every loss, every hardship, every ounce of pain, there is a lesson, there is some meaning, there is an opportunity waiting for you. It's just so many people get caught up in the emotion, the loss itself, or they avoid looking deeper into it because of discomfort and insecurity that they never even see it. But things can be different for you. You just gotta open yourself up to it, because that's how you turn trauma into art.
Set yourself free of all of your insecurities. All of your insecurities. You have no idea how much is holding you back. It's interrupting who you really, really, really are at the heart of your existence. Let all those things go, and I promise you, your life will change. And think about the thing that brings you joy, and try to figure out how you can do it as much as you can. And it's never, never, never too late. In fact, now is such a better word than never. And I gotta tell you, like, you can build that dream literally piece by piece. Like, don't look back. Look forward. Set yourselves free.
I appreciate y'all so much. If you'd like to book a one-on-one consultation call with me where I help you go through your journey, get that click moment in your brain, and ultimately get you back to where you need to go on your journey, DM me at Alex the Virgo, you know what I'm saying, and we'll ultimately get you to where you go. With that, make sure you also go follow my TikTok. Link is in the pinned comment. We're trying to run that up. I appreciate y'all so much for the support as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Love.